Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be going over the rest of the Celestial Divinity collection from Pat Mcgrath. I have all three of the new Luxe quads, and of course I will be showing you guys a look with each of them, and I will give you guys some comparisons. I also have the two new lipsticks as well as the highlight, and again we will have some comparisons as well as a demo of this beauty. Each new Luxe quad retails for $58. However, if you would like to pick up all three, you can get them in a collection for $148, but that is only on Pat Mcgrath's website. And I think this might be an exclusive to Pat's website. I just have not seen it on Sephora. I might be missing it. It might have sold out, but I just haven't seen it. And this is Flora Fantasia. Then we have Interstellar Icon, and this is the one that I am wearing on my eyes right now. And then lastly, Risque Rose. Something interesting I saw on Pat's website, in the description of the Celestial Divinity Luxe Quad Total, indulge in Pat Mcgrath Labs. Highly coveted creamy blendable shadow formulas, as well as three brand new ones debuting directly from the lab. So I don't know if there's three new formulas, but just three different pans. I cannot figure this out. I have a theory that this shade right here is one of them, and possibly this one right here, but I'm not sure. I haven't really been able to find that information. It might be on like Instagram or something, but your girl has not found it yet. All I know is that it says that there's three new formulas. Anywho, let's get into the important stuff, which is swatches. Starting off with Flora Fantasia, Utopia, a pale rose gold highlight, lavender blue, a duochrome lavender shimmer with blue flash, iridescent orchid described as a warm magenta metallic with purple flash, and then lotus paradise, a pink peach matte. Risque Rose, Rose Rebellion, a creamy matte fuchsia, Lavendering, a duochrome platinum sparkle with lavender flash, Mink Noir, blackened brown, and then Life on Mars, copper rose. And Interstellar Icon. The shades are Golden Polaris, Luminous Rose Gold, Hypnotic, Electric Warm Blue Metallic, Blue Blood, a deepened burgundy sheen, and then Divine Dahlia, iridescent bronze taupe. As far as I know, this is the only palette that has a repeat shade in it. This one right here, Blue Blood from Decadence. Last year's quads came in the envelope style packaging, and then on the inside, you had the card on the bottom that had the names. And then on top of that, the back had this beautiful gold. And this year, we don't have the gold, but we do have the names on the back of the palette. I do prefer this look, but I do like having the names on the actual palette. There's a few other differences as well. The new ones are called Luxe Quads, whereas last year's, these are called, I kind of like angle it just perfectly, the Blitz Astral Quads. These had special shades in them, and none of the new ones do. Last year, all of the quads were made in Italy. This year, there's only one that was made in Italy, and that palette is Rose Risque. You'll also notice that there's more product or more weight to these palettes, but you have to remember that these do not contain the special shades, which I do believe that those actually weigh a little bit less. So if you're seeing that, just keep that in mind. You'll also notice that last year's palettes were $65, this year $58, and I believe that would be because of the lack of special shades. The two new matte trance lipsticks, Amour and Divine Romance. Amour is described as a coral rose, and then Divine Romance, Rose Dusk. You can get each of these for $38 or both of them together for $65. Champagne Gold. Let's open her up. This is massive. It is so heavy. I mean, this is dangerous. If this fell on my toe, I'm pretty sure my toe would be broken. I'm not even kidding. This is hefty, and I love like the packaging. This is what I think about with Pat, is just special shades, and packaging goals. Oh my gosh, this screws open. It unscrews. What? It's not even a flip up. It unscrews. Yeah. This is what it looks like. It is gorgeous. It has 6.5 grams of product. It's $65, limited edition, and the description reads,
Golden champagne hue luminosity pairs with skin tone refining pro to instantly illuminate with lightweight silk powder veil that goes that goes to the high points of the face or the entirety of the body.
It's a golden champagne hued highlighter. I can't read all of that. It's just too much. Let's go ahead and get into the demos, and then I'll give you guys my thoughts and some comparisons. Just one second. Sorry, I need to tell you that I did not talk through these tutorials, and that is because I nearly lost my voice yesterday. I was coughing and all of the things. I was like, I'm not doing that today. I'm not doing that. So I let my voice rest up a little bit, and we're gonna have some music playing for the tutorials. finished off the eye look with Milk Boss liner on my top and lower inner rim, mascara, and now we're going in with the highlight, and I'm using the Anastasia A23. I think this highlight is really pretty. However, I did need to go in and lighten it up a little bit with one from Dior. I just used the new Dior Rose Gold palette just to bring a little bit more vibrancy and light to my face, because this is a little deeper than the highlights that I typically go for. With that being said, I'm going to dive into my thoughts, starting with the highlight. First impression is, wow, I love how luxurious this feels. I love how heavy it is. I love that you have to twist it open. It's just something different. It's pretty. It's nice to look at. It is definitely a paperweight, if nothing else. I mean, your papers are going nowhere with this on top of it. I like the design that is pressed on it. It's really pretty. It's just aesthetically pleasing, and the color is gorgeous. However, it is a little deeper, and it leans tiny bit ashier on me, and I'm not sure if that's just because of the blush choice or just my skin tone in general, but it's a little gray, a little gray. I'm gonna swatch this on top of my hand so you guys can really get that color. Do you see? It's a little bit darker, and it's pretty, but I'm not a huge fan of the undertone. Basing this off of my first impression, I would assume that this would work better on somebody with a cooler skin tone. I think it's a color you're gonna have to be careful with. The formula is nice. It's a creamy powder, like one of those thicker type of consistencies, but creamy and goes into the skin really well. It's just the color that on me, I'm not a huge fan of. And if I didn't have the Dior one on, looking at me straight on, it really did cast a little bit of a shadow, just not very flattering. So for me, I'm not going to be using this so much. I cleaned off my hand and I want to show you guys some comparisons. So here is the Pat Mcgrath, and I'll show you a picture on my daughter's arm as well, but I like to show them on my tattoo so you can really see the undertones a little bit better. I was specifically asked to check how it looked up against the new Charlotte Tilbury highlight. Yeah, I had a feeling this was going to be a little bit lighter. You can really see the color difference between those two, especially on my tattoo. And then I need a nude glow from Natasha Denona. This one here. I love this. Like I said, this one is just growing on me. It is a gold with a pink undertone. Again, all three of these are definitely different. They're different for sure. But for good measure, I want to do one more new one. The ginormous Huda Beauty Flora Nymph highlight. It's massive. And I'm going to put this down here. This one is the most golden out of the bunch. I don't really get gold hued anything out of this, the Pat Mcgrath one. It's just very pinky taupe to me. I don't know. I'm hoping you guys can see that as well. It's not very gold. Getting into the quads, I have a giveaway for you guys. So I wanted to get this review out for you guys. I have had such a hard time with shipping and everything with Pat Mcgrath, which I'm going to talk about a little bit later. I'm not going to talk your ear off about it, but I do feel like it needs to be said. But because I was waiting and I didn't know if I was going to get them in time, I went ahead and ordered the two that I could get from Sephora, so that I would be able to at least start, my looks and everything. But then the day that this came, so did the rest of my order. We'll get into that. So I'm going to be giving away both of these. I have Interstellar Icon, the one that I am wearing, and then it's not Rose Risque. It is Risque Rose. I'll be picking a winner a week from today. But stay tuned until the end if you would like all of the information. Starting off my thought process with Flor Fantasia. This one is beautiful. I really like the tones in here. This is a one and done shade. I love this shade so much. Then everything else was really pretty. This one here I initially put on just dry, and I love the shift. It's a really beautiful shade, and it's one that is not super glittery or too thick. It's a thinner formula, so it's not going to accentuate texture. The same with this shade here. This one is more intense, more metallic. It has more shine. But overall, I like this palette. However, I do wish that there was something in here that was just a little bit deeper. I would have liked to have seen this shade be just a little bit deeper so that if I wanted to add that depth in, I could do it without reaching outside of the palette. But with that being said, I do really appreciate the pastel look that I got. It's a gorgeous palette, but it is a little limited in terms of the looks that you're going to get. They're all going to be pretty light, but all of the shades are really beautiful. Risque Rose. This shade right here is stunning. Oh my gosh, this shade is incredible. It is so pretty. I'm gonna just take this down by hand just a little bit. It is so pretty. It is so pretty. I love it so much. It is a little chunkier. If I put my finger in here a little too hard, or if I put a brush in there a little too hard, I can literally just like dig up this shadow. So you have to be careful with it. You can use your finger if you would like. I'm not a big finger person when it comes to my eyes. I'll do it every once in a while. But this worked well with my Esom brush. My Esom W21. I just picked it up, got it on the brush, put it on my lid, and kind of pressed. Always kind of use a slight stamping motion, so I'm really just pressing that shadow like I would with my finger in with the brush. But yeah, that's my favorite shade in the palette. I do think that this shade right here is not matte. It's not a matte shade. It's definitely satin. It feels satin. It looks satin. But this is the one shade in the palette that I felt like I had a little bit of an issue with, not major. This formula is going to be great for defining the crease, for applying all over the lid, for adding a little depth to the outer corner. However, when I applied it and then tried to blend it upward, this isn't a shade that I could just make become softer, you know, where you have it a little bit more defined and then blow it out. I felt like this got a little bit patchy, so this is one that I had to work with a little bit. Not bad, but I have to mention that I did have to work with it. This one is extremely pigmented. I mean, very pigmented. And then this shade, it's okay. It's not great. It's not bad. It's just okay. My favorite of the three is the one that I am currently wearing, Interstellar Icon. And it's also the only one with a repeat shade. I hate that the one that I like the most has the repeat shade in it. I feel like she does that on purpose. But yeah, whatever. This shade, give it to me. It has this beautiful flip to it. If you can see, maybe we need to drag it down too. It's purple and blue and silver. It is so pretty, and I love it right beside Blue Blood. It's such a good combination. And this shade right here, it is so pretty. The amount of sparkle that is in it without it being a special shade. This is the type of shade that would be a perfect smoky eye, a one and done. I'm on this whole kick now. This shade all over, packed onto the lid, so you really have all that shine and sparkle. Blend it upward just like I did initially. Put it underneath the lower lash line, highlight with this shade, and call it a day. It is such a beautiful shade. Overall, this entire palette is gorgeous. It is so pretty. I didn't take these palettes and go through all of my palettes like I usually do. I sit down at the end and swatch them all for you. I just went through and took shades that might be considered similar and just put them side by side so that you guys can see them. I'm not going to be able to use the highlighter other than maybe as a blush topper and paired along with something else, but to be completely honest with you, it's not a color that I feel like is super flattering on me, so I'm not going to be getting a lot of use out of it. But quality wise and just the way it looks, how aesthetically pleasing it is It is a really beautiful highlight, and I do really enjoy the formula. It's just the color is off for me. Lipsticks, I know I didn't put them on today because like all my looks were dramatic. And I was like, I did not want to have a dramatic lip. I bought those lips because I'm a collector. Not gonna lie, I'm a collector. I had those shades a million times over in my collection, but the packaging though, it's so pretty. Again, Pat Mcgrath, her packaging, just everything is just so gorgeous to look at and to feel. It's a whole nother level. But when it comes to her holiday collections, I feel like she should have learned from last year. We can talk about shipping. The shipping, the first thing is, I don't understand. I don't get it. You know, we can talk about everything that's going on in the world right now, but this happened last year too. This has happened several times before. I don't know what needs to be fixed when it comes to like the customer service and shipping, all of that with Pat, but there is definitely a problem. And I have to tell you that when I ordered this collection, I ordered the entire collection, which was the Celestial Divinity palette, which I'm giving away in another video, and then the 3 quads, the highlight, all the lipsticks. I get my order in. I'm missing everything. Not everything, but I'm missing all the things that I needed. And when I reached out to them, I got a generic response back in 30 seconds. I'm not kidding. It was 1:26 when I sent the message and 1:26 when I got a message. So quick. And in that message, it said that please refrain from sending multiple messages for blah, blah, blah. Well, I sent a message anyway because nobody was listening to the fact that I got my order. You're responding to me with, I'm sorry that your order is delayed, da, 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 da. You will get an email whenever it's going to be shipped or it is shipped. Well, I didn't get an email for the first Divinity palette. I didn't get an email for the order that was shipped to me for everything, but yet here I am with this stuff and I'm missing half my order. Let me just say it took some effort to get a response back, and that's when they realized that I didn't have all of my collection. I was missing items. I'm like, well, yeah, that's what I was trying to say. So that is definitely lacking. I don't understand it. I really do think that it needs work. It needs a lot of work, and we can't be having this happen every single year. I can tell you that with my last Natasha Denona purchase, I did the pre-order on their site. I ordered the whole kit with the Zindo palette, the 2 lipsticks, and the highlight, and it was sent out and I got it so quickly. And then when I ordered the 2 palettes from Sephora, they got here so quickly, but they originally were dropped over a week ahead of time on the Pat Mcgrath website. So of course I'm gonna get them there, and no, I'm not happy with how things are going, and it's just really sad to me because this is such a great brand. The ball being dropped this often, in my opinion, is unacceptable. But I do have to admit that the palettes are really pretty. They are really pretty, they're good quality, and I really do enjoy them. It's just my experience with the brand that I'm not enjoying, and I hope it gets cleared up quickly. That's all I'm going to say about that. Let's talk about the giveaway. I'm going to be announcing a winner 1 week from today. I will be leaving the exact date down below because honestly, I don't know when this when this video is going up. So I will leave that information down below. It is going to be international, void where prohibited. All I need you to do is comment that you would like to win the giveaway, and then leave me a way to get back with you, whether it is your Instagram or your email. I need a way to get in touch with you, and I will be getting in touch at 12 p.m. Central on the date that is listed in the description box. You've got 24 hours to respond, so please make sure you are checking. If you don't respond within 24 hours, I've got to move on to a new winner. Anywho, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that you enjoyed the comparisons and the tutorials and my little bit of criticism. Just remember, that is it. It's just a little bit of criticism. Take it with a grain of salt. And yeah, all that stuff. I'm really tired. I am going to go edit now. I love you all, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.